Most men never realize when it starts. Not because it happens suddenly, not because it's dramatic, but because it happens quietly, slowly, right inside the routine they trust most. Let me ask you something important. Every morning, you reach for that same cup of coffee. It's familiar, comforting, automatic. But what if that ritual, the one you believe is helping you, has actually been working against you? If you've noticed that your mornings don't feel the way they used to, if your energy fades faster, if your body feels slower to respond, then what I'm about to share could change far more than your coffee. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain. For over 15 years as a urologist, I've worked with men who quietly believed their best years were behind them, men who assumed decline was inevitable after 50, and almost every one of them shared one thing in common. They were still relying on stimulation instead of support. Coffee wakes you up, but it does not restore what age gradually takes away. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men never hear. After 50, testosterone doesn't crash, it drips. Blood vessels don't fail, they stiffen. Nitric oxide, the molecule that controls circulation, doesn't disappear, it declines. So that morning coffee, it becomes borrowed energy. A spike, followed by a drop, alertness, followed by fatigue, stimulation without restoration. What your body needs now isn't more caffeine, it needs smarter fuel. And in a moment, I'll show you how that same cup of coffee can become a tool for restoring circulation, energy, and masculine vitality, naturally. But before we continue, pause with me for 1 second. If this already feels relevant to your life, tap the like button. Not for me, but so this message reaches men who don't even realize they need it yet. And drop a quick comment telling me where you're watching from. I read them all. Now, let me explain why this matters so deeply. Over the years, I've sat across from men from every walk of life. Executives, craftsmen, teachers, grandfathers. Different stories, different backgrounds, same quiet concern. A loss of consistency, a dip in confidence, a fading sense of inner drive. And these aren't just physical issues. They affect dignity. They affect connection. They affect how a man sees himself. Medication can help symptoms, but often at a cost. Side effects, dependency, expense. And rarely do they address the biological foundation underneath. My goal isn't to replace medical care. It's to remind you that your body still knows how to function well if you give it the right signals. That's why I use an approach I call vitality restoration. Not force, not stimulation, but gentle, intelligent support for blood flow, hormones, and cellular health. And today, we start with something you already do every morning. Let's transform your coffee. We'll begin with an ingredient you probably already own, but never thought to add: ginger. Just a small amount, fresh or powdered, can quietly ignite circulation and protect hormone production. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogalls. They reduce inflammation and gently widen blood vessels throughout the body. But here's what surprises most men. Ginger doesn't just help blood flow, it protects the very cells responsible for testosterone production. Your testicles are sensitive organs. They're affected by heat, sitting too long, environmental stress, and oxidation. Ginger acts like a shield, reducing oxidative stress and supporting healthier hormone signaling. In fact, clinical research has shown meaningful increases in testosterone levels when ginger is used consistently over time. Not stimulation, protection. In coffee, you don't need much. A 1/4 teaspoon of powder or a thin slice of fresh ginger is enough. The effect isn't jittery. It's warming, grounded, like your system is waking up together rather than being shocked awake. One important note, if you're on blood thinners or have a sensitive stomach, start small and consult your doctor. Now, here's something important to understand. Ginger prepares the system, but preparation alone isn't enough. Your body also needs fuel, which brings us to an ingredient many men resist until they try it: healthy fat. Specifically, coconut oil or MCT oil. Yes, oil in your coffee. 1 teaspoon blended in doesn't just change the texture, it changes how your body experiences energy. Testosterone is made from cholesterol and healthy fats. Years of low-fat dieting have unintentionally starved many men of the raw materials their hormones require. MCTs are unique. They're rapidly converted by the liver into clean energy without spiking blood sugar. That means steadier energy, better mental focus, less caffeine crash. And when blended properly, your coffee becomes creamy, satisfying, and sustaining. This is why men who add healthy fats often say, "I don't need a second cup anymore." Start slow, half a teaspoon if you're new to fats, and always blend or froth for best results. Now, pause here for a moment. If you're still listening, it tells me something important. You're not looking for tricks. You're looking for something that lasts. And what comes next is where real transformation begins.
Because energy alone isn't enough. Your body also needs adaptation. That's where our next ingredient comes in, one with ancient roots and modern relevance: maca root. Used for centuries in the Andes, maca doesn't force change. It teaches your body how to respond better. Maca is an adaptogen. It supports the brain centers that regulate hormones, the hypothalamus and pituitary. This is why men who try maca for a week feel nothing, and men who stay with it for 2 months feel different. Not hyped, aligned. Clearer thinking, renewed motivation, a quiet return of inner drive. Maca adds a mild, nutty flavor to coffee. Start with half a teaspoon and build gradually. Now here's the turning point. Because even if hormones improve, even if energy rises, none of it matters without circulation. Which brings us to one of the most underestimated ingredients in your kitchen: unsweetened cocoa powder. Not hot chocolate mix, pure, dark cocoa. Cocoa is rich in flavonoids that directly increase nitric oxide production, the molecule responsible for blood vessel relaxation. Better nitric oxide means better blood flow, better responsiveness, better performance. Studies show cocoa can improve arterial function significantly without harsh side effects. And there's more. Cocoa naturally boosts mood chemicals associated with focus and pleasure. It helps the mind stay engaged because performance is never purely physical. 1 teaspoon is enough. If bitterness is an issue, a natural non-sugar sweetener can help, but avoid sugar completely. Now we arrive at the final ingredient, the quiet stabilizer, the foundation. True cinnamon. Specifically, Ceylon cinnamon, not the common cassia variety. Why does this matter? Because blood sugar instability damages blood vessels silently over time, even in men who aren't diabetic. Ceylon cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity and smooths blood sugar spikes, protecting delicate circulation. It also softens caffeine's effect, creating steady energy without anxiety. Most men notice fewer jitters, less crash, and more calm confidence. A 1/4 teaspoon is enough. Now let me simplify this because complexity kills consistency. You do not need all 5 ingredients tomorrow. Here's the effortless approach I recommend. Create a small blend using Ceylon cinnamon, unsweetened cocoa, and maca. Mix equal parts, store it next to your coffee. Each morning, add 1 teaspoon to your cup. That's it. 5 seconds, no overwhelm, no excuses. Start with just 1 ingredient if you prefer. Cinnamon is a great foundation. Track how you feel for 30 days. Energy, focus, mood, morning responsiveness. most men are surprised by how quickly something shifts. Gentlemen, hear this clearly. Decline is common, but it is not destiny. You're not broken, you're not finished, and you're certainly not alone. Your body is still capable of strength, confidence, and vitality when given the right support. And sometimes that support begins with a habit you already love. So tomorrow morning, as you pour that coffee, remember this moment. Choose to upgrade, not force, your body. Comment below with the ingredient you're starting with, not for accountability to me, but to yourself. And if this message gave you clarity or hope, subscribe. I share grounded, evidence-based strategies like this every week without shame, hype, or embarrassment. Share this with one man who needs to hear it, because the right information at the right moment can quietly change a life. This is Dr. Sophia Jane, reminding you that small, consistent choices create strong, dignified, lasting results. Stay steady, stay strong.